Welcome back to Confused to Clarity. I am Shelly Aqui. I am your business coach, consultant, strategist, mentor. And today we are going to be talking about self-sabotage. Last night we spoke about being scattered. We spoke about overthinking, and we talk about how dopamine, when we overwork ourselves and we overthink, how that affects our dopamine levels. And once our dopamine levels drop, then our ability to be productive and to focus falls. We also spoke about being pulled in multiple directions and how that reduces our productivity. So tonight we're going to be talking about imposter syndrome. I'm doing this series to help you guys to boost your momentum in Q3 into Q4 because we don't want to end the year without hitting our revenue goals. I am an award-winning entrepreneur. I have been in business for 25 plus years. I have built multiple businesses, so I have a little idea as to different markets and what are the basic things that we need to build successful businesses. If we don't adjust our mindset, I can give you all the strategies, all the tactics, all the worksheets, all the guides, you're not going to succeed. Our belief affects our behavior, and our behavior affects our momentum, and our momentum affects our money. So we have to always remember that. Even though it's a free series, I'm going to teach you all the things that you need to know to win in business. So I teach you how to acquire or get time, location, and financial freedom. Because you can have all the money in the world. If you don't have time to do anything, it doesn't make sense, right? And if you don't have freedom to be where you want to be, then you feel trapped. I started off in the Performing Arts Academy. I built a successful Performing Arts Academy. If I didn't show up to earn, I wouldn't make any money. I did that for 20 years, and then I decided I wanted a new model, a new way of doing business. I didn't want to be chained or trapped or confined to a room to earn. And I also felt that after 20 years in business, I knew so much about building business, and I saw people around me asking questions about building business. I felt like I could pass that information on. So I felt like I could operate or perform at a higher level. That's pretty much how I decided that I was going to go after time and location freedom. It was time for something new for me. I knew that I wanted more freedom. When you start business, you're going after the financial success. And yes, we are in business to make money. However, I started to feel discontented because I couldn't do much. Most of my time was spent earning the income. Even though I had a successful business, it was well over 10, 15 years old. I was closing clients every year. Clients were winning in their, field. They were succeeding. I was successful. Everything was going fine. You all see how many certificates I have on my wall, right? I still used to wonder, do I need another certification? Because I'm looking for validation. I'm still wondering, am I good enough? Now I have all these success markers checked, and I was still wondering, am I good enough? I would talk to my husband about it, and sometimes I would want to give up. It became a joke in our home, because every time I say I'm going to give up, he'd say, you're going to sell everything now? And it's because he wasn't taking me on, because, I'm just having a moment and I will just jump back on the horse and go again. But I'm saying all of this to say, even in the face of success, imposter syndrome steps in. We still doubt ourselves. We still doubt our abilities. We still doubt if we are good enough. We still wonder, do we need another certification? Will the people in London and the US and Canada, will they respect me? Do I need more for them to respect me? So my success wasn't good enough, and I started to challenge it. Because of those things, I didn't pursue visibility in any aggressive way. I would put out my logos, I would put out my client successes, I would put out the award show, I would put out all sorts of stuff. Even when I was chosen to be head judge for the Gospel Awards of Trinidad and Tobago, I was still doubting, why did it choose me? So I'm saying, imposter syndrome don't only attack people who are starting. Imposter syndrome will be with you for a very long time. Even people who appear confident, somewhere in the back of their minds, sometime, at some phase, and some days, you will question, am I good enough? What do I need to improve? Sometimes you will feel challenged. You pull back because you don't want to promote imperfection. And this is something that I see that hinders a lot of small business owners, especially in the Caribbean. I remember it probably was about my 16th or 15th award show. We were at Queen's Hall. And I looked at the show, 100 plus cast members on stage. The hosts, they were looking amazing. They did an amazing job. They were moving around the auditorium, surprising the audience, about where they are. They engaged the audience. The choir did good. All the performances were amazing. I sat in the audience and I was crying. And as soon as the show was out and curtains closed, I went backstage and I was crying. I felt like a failure because I saw all the things that I could have done better. And that was an amazing show. If I show you all the clips from that show, I go back and look at it sometimes and I'm like, what were you crying for? And the next day, I cried again. And while team members were coming to help with packing things up and putting things away, Michelle's, what you crying for? I'm like, I feel like I failed everybody. And it's like, fail everybody. This was the best show we've ever put up. So sometimes, even when you're winning, because you know where you want to go and you're not there, you will feel defeated. And it doesn't matter what the audience thinks. It doesn't matter what your community think. If you feel like a failure, you are not going to push or promote yourself. You are going to pull back. But I want to encourage you all, even when you feel low or even when you feel like you are underachieving, still get up and push and go, because that's how you grow. That's how you do better. Sometimes you're looking at your competitors, because if you did your competitive analysis and you know who your competitors are, sometimes when you look at them, you say, wow, I am nowhere close to them. I am so far behind. I feel like I'm failing. I feel like I can't put myself out there because look how business A is doing compared to me. But here's the thing. Do you think that a business that's been around for 1 year or 2 years will be at the same stages and have the same setup and strategies and systems set up as a business that's been around for 10, 15, 20 years? Sometimes we are comparing ourselves with businesses that has more financial support, has a bigger team, been around longer. So they are clearer and they are stronger than our brand. And we are unfairly comparing ourselves to those brands. And sometimes when we do that to ourselves, we demotivate ourselves. And this is called self-sabotage. Imposter syndrome is not only about not feeling good enough, it's also about not shifting our minds to understand that we are doing the best that we can where we are, and we do have the potential to learn and to grow and to develop and to become the thing that we envision in our minds. We can surpass our competitors if we stop allowing ourselves to be distracted by things that's out of our control. Move forward despite feeling that pull that says, I'm not good enough. And here's the thing that I told myself, and I want each person to answer this in the comment, right? I have been a coach for 2.5 decades. I'm not a coach that just came on social media and say, I am a coach. I studied, I'm certified, and I did that multiple times. I'm a professional coach, addiction coach. I'm a vocal coach from Berkeley College, vocal style specialist. I have been trained to coach. I have thousands of clients that I have coached that has success awards, went from being retrenched to having $1 million businesses, but yet I felt like I wasn't good enough. So here's what I had to tell myself. How is it possible that I can have all of this success and be an imposter? Because an imposter, I can't be an imposter because I am doing the thing that I want to do, that I am skilled and trained to do, and I'm having success. I can't be an imposter. So that's a lie I'm telling myself. It's a self-defeating lie. So you ask yourself, are you really a qualified speaker? Are you really a qualified Spanish tutor? Do you have success? You worked 17 years in the financial industry and you have information. Are you an imposter? Ask yourself these things. Ask yourself, and then when you start to challenge it, you realize that you are self-sabotaging. And we have to have those conversations with ourselves, because if we don't, that is going to affect how we show up. I have a 25%, 23 to 25% conversion rate. And the reason why I have a high conversion rate is because of the confidence and the assurance I speak with and the belief in what I'm speaking about when I'm speaking. I'm not guessing about the success my clients can have with my programs. I'm not guessing if I can help you. I was asking myself this yesterday and today, though, over 12 years in the beauty industry. Exactly, how can you be an imposter and you have 12 years of doing this thing and people are coming back and paying you? they pay us. Imagine that. Do you think that thousands of people and hundreds of people just crazy to be dropping receipts and saying, I saw a receipt, someone, I think it was Kali, she says, coaching with me, you get results in record time. Do you think people are crazy to just be all over social media and anywhere you talk with them and give a feedback or give a review or a testimonial about the impact of you? After 12 years in the beauty industry, how is it possible for you to be an imposter? We are doing this to ourselves, right? So we're talking about self-sabotage and how it affects our marketing, how it affects our sales, how it affects how we show up, how it affects how we speak about our products, how it affects how we speak to our clients, the confidence we sell with, the confidence we market with, the confidence we show up online with, the confidence that we get on stage and speak with. If you are thinking you're an imposter, somewhere inside of you, you are not going to show up 100%. And your customers will know it. And they will doubt you just as much as you're doubting yourself, and they will go and buy from the next person. As ambitious, thriving entrepreneurs, you grow. You don't stay the same. Business has 7 phases. And every time you change or you grow or you move to another phase, you are entering a new or unfamiliar territory, and you will doubt yourself. As you grow as well, you attract different types of clients. And most times it's higher quality, or I don't want to say higher quality, no, more knowledgeable, more demanding, more strategic thinking, probably even more educated. So you will grow. Every cycle of growth, it's a new version of you, and doubt will step in. Imposter syndrome is not unique only to startups or new people. You could be in business for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. Once you are growing and you're changing and you're elevating, you can find yourself in a space that feels unfamiliar and you feel a little insecure. You have multiple phases in business. Those of you who are in position to propel, you know all of them. From the beginning stage where you have your idea and validation phase, all the way to legacy and the in-betweens. And for every phase, it's a whole group of or batch of growth phases that you have to deal with. It's not the same. No, none of the phases are the same. But the way that you succeed is whatever phase you are in, you focus on what you need to accomplish to complete that phase so that you move to the next phase. This is another thing that causes imposter syndrome. What I notice entrepreneurs do is when you are in phase 1, you have the expectation of phase 4 or phase 5, which is unrealistic because there is no consistency with revenue. There is probably no credibility with regards to who you are or what you offer or even your offer. People sit and look at you waiting to see if you are the real deal for years, you know. If you have unrealistic expectations based on the business phase that you are in, that is also going to trigger the imposter syndrome and wondering if you're good enough, which is unfair to you. Sit in your phase, grow through the phase, and if you're fed up of being in that phase, work yourself out of it. No way around it. You don't like the startup phase and you want to be in phase 3, work towards it. Doubt doesn't always come from failure. Doubt comes from comparison, from unrealistic expectations. It doesn't only come from failure. It doesn't only come from failure. A lot of us think, well, I failed and that's it. No. My husband is an international organizational development consultant. He's in over 45 countries. Do you think somebody who's now starting as a consultant It's fair to them to compare themselves to him who's been a consultant for 30 years. That's wickedness to yourself. That doubt doesn't only come when you fail. It comes when you feel ill-prepared. It comes when naysayers come and put doubt in your brain. Let's talk about the cultural coding that fuels imposter syndrome. Not only not feeling good enough based on failure, not feeling good enough because of comparison, not feeling good enough because we are looking at other nations and other people in our market or field and feeling like, oh, we have a long way to go. It's not only about that. It's also about cultural coding based on where you live. So this one is for my Caribbean people, male or female. We have the same cultural coding, more so females. And then y'all can tell me if you all experience this. Who have ever heard these things growing up? Stay humble. That stay humble code that many Caribbean girls grew up with. Have you ever heard that? Just type a yes in the comment. How about stop boasting? We're hearing it from the time we can understand English. Stay humble. Don't be boastful. Let's keep typing yes if I'm hitting it. What about like you're full of yourself? And this is the last one. You're looking for attention. All of these are cultural coding that fuels imposter syndrome. So sometimes it's not even your fault. Sometimes you were conditioned. These things affect us when it's time for us to promote ourselves and to market ourselves. We always feel like second-class citizens. We always feel like we are not good enough. And when we do accomplish the things that qualify us to position ourselves as authorities or thought leaders or experts in our field, we pull back because we have that internal narrative that's going on in our heads. I don't want to be boastful. I don't want to show off. I don't want people to think I'm full of myself. All of these phrases that we heard growing up, that was cultural coding that fuels imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome doesn't only come from failure. It doesn't only come from comparing ourselves to others. It also comes from cultural coding. So we have to do the internal work to ensure that we grow past those things, that we deal with those things. Because if we don't, we will not show up as confidently as we could. We will not communicate our message clearly and confidently to our potential clients. And that keeps us stuck. And it also fuels the fear of success. Because now you're afraid to succeed or to talk about your success because you're thinking you're going to be judged or you're going to be bashed. So tonight we are talking about self-sabotage versus strategy. But we're still talking about mindset. We're still talking about adjusting our mindsets so that we can elevate as influencers, as entrepreneurs, and to elevate not only our thinking, but our business and our revenue. How many of you have to work on canceling cultural coding? Work on it. Really sit down and say, I deserve to be here. I worked hard to be here. I studied. I passed the grade. I put in the years. So why would I put in all of this work only to feel like a failure or an imposter? It's unfair to us. I was speaking specifically to my Caribbean community at this point, because I know I have people from all over, but their cultural coding might be different. But in the Caribbean, if you did not hear, stay humble, stop being boastful, you're full of yourself, are you looking for attention? Stop showing off. Well, you are lucky. Because most of us heard that. We heard it in school, we heard it in church, we heard it in our homes, we heard it in our communities, right? The brain wiring of dumb yourselves down. The brain wiring that says don't shine too brightly. It's inside of us. And whether we know it's affecting us as entrepreneurs or not, it is. Now to imposter syndrome equals emotional confusion and strategic disorganization. So I'm working through this in a phase. So let's talk about how this shows up. So a business coach, amazing testimonials. But here's the thing. Here's how imposter syndrome shows up. You are great at what you do. You are getting good testimonials, but you don't have a professional bio on your website or any of your social platforms. You don't have a call to action. You're not asking people to take any action on your platform because you're afraid to ask. You are uncomfortable with asking. You don't have a content strategy. Even if somebody created a content strategy, a content strategy and gave you a content plan, you're not executing it because the conversation that's happening in your head is blocking you from moving forward. So how does it show up for a VA? You are expert in your field again, but you have no clear niche, you have no storytelling strategy, and you have no sales funnel. But you're a very good VA. So we have to work through all of these things so that we can start succeeding. Because you can have radical success once you remove these sabotaging blockers. You might be a publicist or you might be an image consultant, but you have no sales funnel and you have no clear customer journey. So you are great at what you're doing, but you can't move people from seeing you on social media to swiping their card. You have poor or inconsistent structure and systems that is affecting your elevation and your success. So how are we self-sabotaging as entrepreneurs? Now, we're going to go into things like sales funnels and the psychology of selling, but those things are not going to work if we don't work on ourselves. I know sometimes I say the hard stuff, but I say it because you need to hear it so that you can address it and you can start moving and growing forward. Let's go with the power triangle framework. Clarity about what you do. You appreciate the hard stuff, girl? Sometimes we need to hear the hard stuff to break past all of these belief barriers and these hurdles that just block us from accomplishing our levels of success, So the power triangle framework deals with clarity about what you do. Let's use Akima. So she's an image consultant. Akima, what do you do? You teach people to coordinate their wardrobe, to dress in alignment with their skin tone, their body shapes, and so on. But what really do you do? What you do is you boost the confidence of women. You help them to elevate their self-worth and their self-image and their self-esteem. So, Rochelle, you did customer service, right? But what is it really you do? What is the outcome of that? Not just the act of what you do, but what is the outcome? Those are things that you have to know so that when you speak, you can speak intelligently and you can speak directly to your ideal client. My ideal client not looking for a business coach. Do they need a business coach? Yes, they need a business coach. My ideal client is looking for structure, for systems, for pathways, for confidence, for rapid and accelerated movements towards their goal. They want you to take away the fear and the uncertainty. That's what my ideal clients want. They want time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. So you hear talking about, I'm a business coach, I'm a business coach, I'm a business coach. And what do you sell? I sell confidence. I sell freedom. I sell mindset shifts that will blow people's minds as to how they are sabotaging themselves and blocking themselves from succeeding and achieving the things that they need to achieve in life. Go deeper than the product. You sell lotions to people with dry skin. What are you really selling? Get clear about what you do. We're talking about the power triangle framework. You take it and go out there and succeed. Next thing under the power triangle framework is credibility that's visible, not hidden. So now we have to work on the part of us that we are scared to be boastful. We are scared that people say we're showing off. We are scared to say, I am an award-winning entrepreneur. We are scared to say, I launch 6-figure courses every 3 months. We're scared to say it because people will say we're boastful. But if you are credible, but it's hidden, it doesn't build trust in your potential clients, and therefore your sales are now affected. Your influence is affected. So the second step is credibility that's visible, not hidden. Don't dull yourself or dim your light because other people have a problem. Start with those are not your ideal clients. Your ideal client want to know about you. Your ideal client want details. They want it. So it's your job to put it out there. So step 1, clarity about what you do. Step 2, credibility that's visible, not hidden. And then step 3, consistency in your presence and your message. And that equals confidence that converts to cash. We have to show up, and we have to show up and speak clearly about what we offer and who we offer it to. We spoke about mental traffic jam. Now we're talking about emotional and cultural traffic jam that's blocking us from getting to our goals and our aspirations and the success of our businesses. Some cultures, they blow up and magnify the simplest things. Sometimes you sit down, I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes I listen to people in other cultures and listen to how they're blowing up the simplest of things, like it's some big grand thing, and you sit down thinking, no, it's not all of that. Not really. And here we are in the Caribbean doing big things and making it small. The only bill she's excited to pay is her coaching bill. And I told you I don't have a delinquency rate. My clients are happy to pay me. So it's good that they come out and say it for themselves. You want to make sure that you don't only have consistency, but you have confidence, because the confidence is what causes the conversion. Get known for one thing. And once you get known for one thing and you build up that credibility and you don't hide it, anything that you advise your clients or your community or your audience to do, they will do it if they need it, because they trust you as an expert. When you're hopping all over the place and you're distracted or being pulled in a million places, you come across as confused. People have to know you for something and build your presence and your authority there. And then everything else, you can use that as supporting services or tools or resources. Settle down. This is a little bit off topic, but I want to say it anyway. Young entrepreneurs, you're selling coffee today. You launch your coffee. You promoted it. You allow people to know about it. You're selling coffee. You launch the coffee and you get some sales. 3 months down the road, you launch the same coffee, but you're not getting sales. So now you decide that business isn't working anymore. I'm going to launch lights. Hopping from one thing to the next. That's what you are doing that's sabotaging you. You see, the first group of people that came in and purchased and you got a good launch and you made your money, that group told you 3 things. 1, I want your coffee and I will purchase it. 2, I might like your coffee, but I'm not ready for it. 3, I don't want your coffee. Your job is not to abandon the coffee business and run to another business. Your job is to rinse and repeat the exact thing in an accelerated way to get a new wave of people in front of you, build credibility, speak with clarity, speak with confidence, and launch again. Because now you have a new group of people that will do 3 things again. Actually, it will be 4 things now. 1, I love this coffee. I want to buy it. 2, I had liked it from the first time. I wasn't ready to buy it from the first time, but I'll buy it this time. 3, I like your coffee, but I'm not ready to buy it. And 4, I don't want your coffee. What do you think you're supposed to do again? Do the whole process again. Stop hopping from business to business to business to business. That is actually hurting you. Nobody is taking you seriously. Just making quick money, and we call that a hustle, not a business. Stick to what you want to do. Keep doing it over and over and over and over. Get better at it. Get clearer. Work on yourself. Work on all of the things that's causing you to sabotage yourself. Execute the power triangle framework. Execute the AAA framework I gave you all yesterday. Awareness, alignment, and action. Understand that there is a domino effect when you are invisible. The most obvious thing is that if you are invisible, there is no results. You have no results. Because nobody knows about you, nobody knows about your product, they don't understand what you are about, they're not going to hang out with you. So if you don't have a brand strategy, then you're going to have inconsistent messaging, low self-trust, and have poor conversions. Last night we spoke about the people are following, but they are not buying. So look at this brand strategy, work on consistent messaging, increase your self-trust, and increase your conversion. Just flip it. Entrepreneurs are highly creative. We are also multi-skilled. We have to settle down and focus on one thing. When you have multiple things that you can offer and you start hopping from one to the next and you allow other people to distract you from the thing that brings you alive, the thing that you really love doing, the thing that could take you around the world, are those things in alignment with what you want to do, or are you just doing it for quick money? Because sometimes we get distracted by money. We get distracted with hustling, quick money. The thing that we really love doing and the thing that will bring us the big amount of money, we don't invest in improving that or promoting that. Rank yourself up on the platforms. Always set a goal. Every night set a goal. I want to hit a new level. When I go into a live room, I set a goal to level up in that room. If I'm at level 11, once the live is over, I'm going to be at level 12. And I do that in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lives for the day. I make sure I'm level up in rooms because that means I'm leveling up on the platform as well. It's a cent. A gift is a cent. Think about it, it's a cent. And if you go up to, they nearly had me, when you go up here and you click, you see how many points you get so much more than you put out, right? One of the things that we do, I am doing with this live, is not only am I teaching, I'm giving them the opportunity to train the AI to define them as engagers. I'm also giving them the opportunity to follow each other to grow their platform. Some people have 1,000 follower goal, some people have a 200 follower goal. I have to check up on TikTok. Good to know. Yeah, come on over. I'm teaching how to claim your points, how to rank up in rooms, how to rank up on the platform, where to go and get your points. You get it at 25% less, and then I give you a code that gives you an additional 3% off, right? And it's just mere cents that you're using that's moving up. Now, once you do this and you go live on your platform, your live is going to get pushed out. And you know exactly how to manage your live room so that you get diamonds. So your audience will give you gifts. So while they are ranking up in your room, which is the only way to rank up, when you go to the page and you engage from the bottom up, each one of these actions have a point. But when it's time to do the heart, don't tap the heart, tap the page. Because bots cannot tap the page, but a bot could do that. So that tells the platform you are not a bot. So again, you are informing the AI that you are human and that you are an engager. If you want to assist the person with views, you hold this down and you will see playback speed. Let me come in a little closer. Playback speed. If you hit the playback speed and you go to 2x, you click that, it speeds up the video. And what happens, why is that important to you? So you see how it's just speeding up the video. When you view a video from the beginning to the end, you get 4 points. But when you rewatch the video, you get 5 points. So on one video, you could get 9 points by simply watching it. But we don't really want to sit down and watch the whole video all over. So that's one way you could speed up the video so you can watch it and get more points. The other way you can do that is simply just hold down the, let me give you another one. So you just hold down the screen. You just hold down the screen and it will speed up. Right? Just hold it down until it goes like twice and you get your points. Of course, if it's something that you're interested in, you see how fast Melissa is going? So that was like 3 times I looked at that. So the first time, listen to the video from beginning to end. And then the second time, you hold down the screen on the right-hand side and it will 2x the speed and you get an additional 5 points, all right? I'll know I was going live on this platform well, Instagram don't have these features, but I was going live on TikTok for over a year. I would go live and whatever, and I had no clue that you could rank up on the platform. I had no clue that you could rank up in people's rooms and get points. I didn't know that you could go live and grow with your people. I just came on and gave information. But again, now that we know how to engage intelligently, when we come on here, we are going to engage with intention, no more randomness. Post with purpose. There's a whole marketing course I have that's called Post with Purpose. And inside of there, you have all the digital marketing strategies, workbooks, guides, classes on how to maneuver the digital space, have an omnipresence and stuff like that. But you have to be able to confidently show up and engage, confidently share your message, get clear on your message, get clear on who your message is for, right? Who are you speaking to? I'll give you all an example of an anchoring statement, which all of you should do, right? So that's your homework. So an anchoring statement is, for me, it would be, I don't teach business. I activate clarity and confidence. Because when a woman or when women know their value, her voice becomes her strategy. Her story becomes her value. Her story becomes her sales, right? Her brand becomes her movement, right? You weren't called to blend in. You were built to lead, to build, to bank, and to build legacy. So what is your, and that's just a rough thing coming off the top of my head, but I do have an anchoring statement. I empower Caribbean women to build businesses and design lives that they enjoy, not endure. And I do that through business and digital marketing strategies. So that's my anchoring statement, but I was just giving you all an example. So I'm excited to hear what is your anchoring statement. You use that in pitches, you use that in bios, you use it when you're at live events, you use it when you're on a podcast, you use it when you're being interviewed on television, but you have to know what is your anchoring statement. I will also share a prompt with you via email. It's in your workbook, but if you want another prompt, I can send you another prompt. All right. So Instagram, I'm saying good night to you all. TikTok, you all still have some engagement to do because I saw some new people come in. Let's take a couple minutes and just do another blast of engagement and growth and connecting with others. Make sure and go and connect with our top 2 people, and I'm giving you all the opportunity to level up in the room as well as to level up on the platform. We'll do that for the next 10 minutes, right? And then it's good night. So guys, good night. It was a pleasure again being here with you all. I will see you all tomorrow, please God.